We got
Go
Spreaker. Woo! Back.
got-
Look at this. We're on there perfectly.
Yeah, we got YouTube, we got Spreaker, we have
Facebook.
Facebook.
Whoa!
most of our followers are on Facebook. Appreciate it all.
I just want to say one thing. I want to say thank you for everybody for watching this week. We made 2,000 views
Awesome.
over Facebook.
That is good.
That's
And
awesome.
if you have any interest, we have it. We're starting a new YouTube. It's the same thing as Facebook. It's called United States Constitution Group. Please subscribe.
Awesome, Junior. Thank you.
And like
And
they got a little thumb.
a bell.
So like Junior said, welcome to the United States Constitutional Group on everywhere.
Yep.
This is the first time we were able to finally synchronize everything, thanks to Jack's friend Joe,
Who is now your friend too?
who's now my friend too.
Yeah.
So thank you, Joe.
We got here
Everything's
3
clear.
hours early. It took him 10 minutes.
Doesn't matter though. You did well. We appreciate it. So let's stand for a pledge of allegiance.
Dun, dun, dun. I pledge
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
We got a lot of flags in this room.
Oh, we do. We do. I'm Dennis. He's Jack. That's Junior over there. Mike
Hello.
isn't feeling well this week. Wish him speedy recovery.
Feel better, Mike.
He said he had nothing to talk about anyway.
That's true.
You want to join the show? 843
Oh my God.
315-5273. Again, check us out on YouTube, United States Constitutional Group.
It's all clean. No more lines.
Yeah, no more lines. It looks actually pretty good. And
Yeah,
that
nice.
picture behind us is freaking amazing.
Yeah. Unfortunately, me and Dennis had the perfect face for radio, but here we are on YouTube anyway.
Yeah, I'm pretty damn sexy.
That's scary.
I'm a little upset with the hair and makeup guy.
Yeah, me too.
Didn't do a good job, and he put an extra 10 pounds on me.
They do that to people. So, what are you going to talk about tonight, Jack?
I just want to make one statement quick. CNN host stated on their news broadcast live on TV about Kamala Harris's VP picks and the list that she has, where there's a lot of people there that are on the top of the list. Well, one of them happens to be the governor of Pennsylvania, and right on the news, they had the audacity to say, "Well, if she picks him, she'll have a very big problem because he's Jewish." Can you imagine?
Why would
And
you
nothing
say that?
nothing said about it.
Why would you even say that on the air?
I mean, these people. Can you imagine?
She's going to have a big problem because he's a soup sandwich.
But to say that she would have a problem picking that guy because he's on the top of the list, you know how they. I don't know if he's on the top of the list, but everybody's saying he's a proposition politician. He's got a good future. Saying she'll have a problem if he picks him. He's Jewish.
And we're going to get rid of forget a lot. We're going to giggle a lot.
Yeah, giggle a lot.
The Joker.
Idiot a lot.
The Joker.
She looks like the Joker.
Yeah, she does.
It is creepy.
She ain't no dummy, though. She got where she did. I'm not going to say how she got there, but she's smart.
That's the scary part.
I saw.
It's not the only thing. We don't just hate Democrats. I hate Republicans, too.
I wouldn't say hate. I mean, I don't like their actions. I don't. Well, maybe
I hate
I don't.
politicians.
I don't. Yeah, I don't like their corruption.
I hate politicians.
I don't like corruption. Corruption is
They're no
the
good.
weak way of doing things, and you don't work hard.
Like Senator Menendez,
Yeah,
is found guilty of 14 bribery counts. And this Senate lets him stay in office until August so he can resign. What kind of crap is that?
and then he's going to go to the Supreme Court,
Yep.
so he can. He already got off once already for this.
Yep. Sure did.
So, I mean, I don't know. I don't know.
Can you believe this crap, though? Again, we got to blame it on ourselves
Yeah.
for voting these clowns back in.
New
year after
Jersey
year.
had that guy in there for how many decades was he in there for?
Yep. Been there for 30 years.
So there you have it. Chuck Schumer, that guy.
He's looking more creepier every day.
Yeah, he is.
Definitely.
I was watching. I didn't get to watch the whole thing because don't tell my boss. but I took a peek of it while I was at work the other day when Netanyahu was talking in front of Congress, and I loved it
I won't tell your
because
boss.
he's going around shaking everybody's hand on his way in, goes right by Chuck Schumer like he's nothing there. Chucky boy sitting there like he's going like this, like, and then he sits back. He realizes this guy's disregard. Hey, listen, talk to the hand, dude.
Then John Fetterman turned his back. How many other Democrats turned their back?
Well, the vice president turned her back by not showing up. I mean, she had to speak to
Our greatest ally in the Middle East.
yeah, she had to talk to a sorority instead. That was more important.
Our greatest ally in the Middle East. And they just blow this man off.
And this country's in the middle of a war.
Yep.
They got invaded, and they're fighting for their existence.
Yep.
And she had to go to sorority. What are they
You
called?
don't see a problem with this, people? I mean, come on. Wake up. You know, these people are no good. They're corrupt. They're ruthless. They could care less what you think.
They care less what each other think. Look
They
what
don't
they
even-
did to Joe Biden.
They don't even care about your vote anymore.
No.
Because the less people that vote, they'll have their cronies vote. They don't care. Hey, we're going to make it so people can't vote. That's their ultimate goal, to keep the voting numbers down so people can't win. People that are running other campaigns can't win.
And you know, it's funny because everything they do, everything that goes operate always has to have a quorum. But not these elections. If you have 3 people show up, okay, I win.
You know, it's ridiculous the way this world has gotten itself into.
Yeah, and the whole world.
No.
Although
Well, the United States got into it from we the people.
Yeah.
From giving too much power to these bureaucracies in this government. So, what else are you going to talk about?
I was talking with Joe today, and he asked me a question.
Joe Mama?
Oh, poor Joe. You fix your camera, and now you're gonna. But anyway, he said, "Do you think Trump made a mistake with picking J.D. Vance as his vice president pick?" And I tell you the truth, there's 2 ways of looking at it. So he's 39 years old. He's brilliant. He got his undergrad in 2 years, and then he went and he got his law degree, and he ran a successful business, became a millionaire, and then got into politics. All right, so he made his path in life and wanted to represent the people of Ohio, and he did that after he made his fortune, which I agree with. So if he is this true movement of giving the power back to the people and agreeing with, like what we said last week, with the Supreme Court taking their power back from these bureaucracies. So if he did 4 years as vice president and 8 years as president, he would walk out at 51 years old. He would still have decades to help his party along, giving power back to the people. So in that case, yes, maybe it was. For me personally, I've been telling everybody since the beginning, I wanted Trump to pick a guy like Dr. Ben Carson or Mike Pompeo. Mike Pompeo in particular, because I don't know, I'm just very impressed with that guy. I'm impressed with Ben Carson too. But if he would have picked somebody like Mike Pompeo, who doesn't have future ambitions, I think it would have gave an opportunity for 2028 to get a really great primary with J.D. Vance, Mark Rubio, Tim Scott, Byron Douglas, guys like that. I mean, it could have been a terrific primary, without the assumption of him just going up to the presidency. And I think it would have made, these are all young guys, this would have made their party, concrete strong for decades. If they will, because they're all pretty conservative and believe in giving the people back their power. I would have made Mike Pompeo vice president. Secretary of State, I would have made Tim Scott, because Tim Scott's going to make a really awesome leader someday. And I think if he does Secretary of State, it will be such a learning curve for him to be pitching the United States agenda around the world. I mean, besides the president of the United States, that's the number 2 person that the world listens to, because he's going there with the message.
Mhm.
Commerce Secretary or Treasury Secretary, I would have put that Doug Burgum. I think he's great. Secretary of Defense, I would go with somebody at a lower rank that is beyond their skill level, because everybody up on that top echelon, they're all woke. They all need to be fired. Get rid of them all. A guy like Ramaswamy, Vivek Ramaswamy, I like him a lot. But if you have 2 powerhouses like that with Trump and him, I think he would have too much of his own agenda. There'd be a lot of arguing. I don't think a lot would get done. And then, you have, you would have to really think about Attorney General and different things like that. But either way, I think it could have been, I think it could be good. But I think it would have been better if he didn't pick that young guy. I think he would have served the country better in 4 years and have that nice primary.
Go ahead.
I got a question to ask for you guys. You know how the presidents, like the former presidents and everything, you know how they go on the plane and they have those black cars, like the security cars? How do they get back to the White House, wherever they go? Did they take the car go?
What do you mean, the president or the former presidents?
Any of the presidents, right? You know how they go in that car? And you know how they go on the plane? Like, take us President Biden now. He was in Delaware and he went to the White House. And he drove in the car to the airport. So I'm asking you guys this question, because a lot of people don't know this. I want to know, with the cars, did they drive to Washington or take a plane there?
Well, he would fly into Washington,
I'm not talking
D.C.
about the presidents. I'm talking about the security cars.
Oh, the security cars.
Yeah.
Yeah, they go in a military plane.
Okay.
And they get flown back and forth. They get there before the president.
Okay. I just wanted to ask that.
Yeah, well, everything gets packed up in those military cargo planes and sent around the world. It's a fortune to get this guy around.
Yeah, I didn't know that. I just wanted to ask.
Yeah. And then when they get there, they got to keep tight security of it so they don't compromise themselves.
Okay. I just wanted to ask that question.
I think JD Vance is a mini me of Trump. He's very MAGA, which isn't bad. But there's got to be times where he's going to have to tell the president, no, we can't do that. And I don't see him stepping up to do that because he's in line with Trump so much. I think it would have been better off either picking a female or Tim Scott or Marco Rubio. Marco Rubio's been in there since for 10 years. He's been in the Senate.
Yeah. Marco Rubio would have been good, but he had that residential area problem, both living in Florida.
Tim Scott, I really like.
I like him a lot, too.
He should have been. He was in the consideration. I think he should have been picked. I'd love to see someone from South Carolina as a vice president in my time.
What woman would he pick?
I was thinking Nikki Haley or Kristi Noem.
I like Kristi Noem. I would never pick Nikki Haley for anything. She's a quitter.
Yeah, but she's got a lot of followers.
Yeah, I mean, I understand that, but I don't know. I would have to draw the line. You know, I'm talking if I'm Trump. Like, I would just be like, listen, I gave you a position. I gave you one of the greatest positions in the State Department, the UN ambassador to the United States, and you left in 9 months.
Yeah, the guy was just totally disappointed in JD Vance. He's too young.
Yeah, he doesn't. 2 years in the Senate. I don't know if he knows his way around yet. I think it would have been better for him to do at least a whole full term there. I mean, he's brilliant. He's a smart man. But you know what? Trump was brilliant and a smart man, and he didn't know his way around Washington, D.C., and they almost ended his presidency before it started because he didn't know. You know, and Schumer, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to, but Schumer warned him. You know, you say, you know, we'll get intel in this country will get you more ways than Sunday, you know?
Right. That's the truth. But I just think he made the wrong choice. There's other people out there that are more qualified.
You don't like Mike Pompeo?
Not as vice president.
No.
I'd like to see him, running the government, be part of government again, but not as vice president. There's so many people out there he could have chosen. Why he chose a mini me, I don't know.
I don't know.
And I don't know who Kamala Harris was going to pick. Vice President Harris was going to pick.
You think she's going to pick it? I think.
No, they're going to tell her who to
Yeah,
pick.
they're going to tell her.
Yeah, they tell her this is the person you're using.
I think she should pick Joe Biden. Return a favor.
And then, never mind, I'll be nice.
You better be nice.
It's a rough crowd tonight.
But I like Nikki Haley because she's got a set of going. I mean, she's brilliant. She's got her issues, but who doesn't?
I just the issue she has is the grass is always greener for her, and we don't need that.
I mean, if you need to tell me if someone can get a better job making more money, you're not going to take it. Of course, you're going to take it,
Well,
no matter what position you're in.
I mean, if you're that valuable to that company with that kind of a job, they'd hold it until you're done with your obligation here. They're giving you that job because of where you are now.
No, I'm just saying that. I mean, if I can make money someplace else, you think I'd be working for this company?
Well, that's
And that's what But I think even though they're politicians, they all think the same. They all want more money. They all want better opportunity. They all want to be in a position of power. Most people want to be in a position of power.
Yeah, but you made an obligation to the American people. That's why you took that. I'm going to do this for the American people, and that's part of the alleged sacrifice of doing the work of the people. They don't do the work of the people.
Yeah, but we don't know what the day-to-day activities were, and what any controversy that they were going through. We only hear the bad things or the good things. We hardly hear any good things anymore in government. It's all about the bad things. She did this, she did that. When we say all Barack Obama was all bad, I'm sure he wasn't all bad. I'm sure he had good things that that he did.
She left South Carolina too. She
She
was
did.
the governor. After 2 years, she left to go do this.
Yeah, but that was another opportunity to be, what was she, second United Nations? That's it. Who wouldn't? Would you pass that up? If the president came to you and said, "I want you to be
No, I wouldn't, because I'm going to do the work that the president of the United States wants me to do for as long as he wants me to do it for, and I'm going to go work for the people of the United States." That being said, when I get there in 9 months and something else comes better, if I wasn't getting along with the president,
But we don't know that.
then I would let the president say, I can't work with you. You got to give me your resume. Then I would do it, and I would walk away,
How do you know that wasn't done?
because it wasn't. That's not.
We don't know that. We don't know if she went in. Trump went in. Trump told her, "Look, this ain't working. I'm not going to fire you, but you got to resign."
Yeah,
We don't know. We don't know. We don't know what happened.
I mean, Trump. Everybody would have said something about it. Everybody that got fired was like, I had to leave.
All right, so we don't know exactly why they left the White House then.
Well, I think on most 99% of them, we do know why they left, because he fired them, and they said, "Yeah, he got I'm fired." I mean, his
But we
first
never know the
Sean
real story.
Spicer got fired after a few months. He still backed Trump on it. He knew he was a bad press secretary. He was a terrible press secretary. He was so combative, nobody could even speak to the man. But they tend to leave on good terms. Even the one that was on his apprentice, I forget what her name was. When she had left,
But I'm saying, I'm just saying, we don't know all the facts.
No, you
that they
don't.
have.
But I don't know.
Maybe she went to him and said, "Hey, I have this opportunity," and he said, "Okay, go take it. I'll find someone else." We just don't know.
It might have.
So
On the presumption, again, we don't have any sources. So on my presumption, which this show is always mostly about, I would assume that that's the way she left. I'm not saying she's not an asset. I mean, she is an asset. She went and supported him and gave her told her supporters, listen, we got to support this man so we can get going.
You know, even Secretary of State for her.
I mean, she would be a great Secretary of State. I think Tim Scott would be better.
I think Tim Scott would be an awesome vice president.
Yeah, he would be, but I would just like to see him more honed. And that's my only opinion. I don't have anything bad against. I think he's brilliant. I mean, he's the American dream too. So is JD Vance, but he's done his time in the Senate. He understands Washington. He knows the pitfalls. I don't think JD Vance does. I think he's got the same mistakes ahead of him right now that Trump had 8 years ago. He just doesn't know. And Obama had the same problem. He was a junior senator too. He had a lot of mistakes when he first got in there too. Because
sure.
He didn't know. And that's why he picked Joe Biden as his vice president. This guy's been here for, 40 years. He'll help me get out around those things. And he did.
I think what the American people, they kind of forget that people make mistakes, even the president.
Mm-hmm.
Instead of saying, hey, oh, damn, now the president has to cover it up.
Yeah.
Now the other party has to go against him. This party has to cover him up. Instead of coming out and say, you know what, folks, we messed up. We're going to make this right.
Yeah, they never do.
They never do.
Sometimes that's their own fault for doing it too.
You're right.
And I used to sit there, George Bush, and just be like, why can't you just say, I'd made a little misstep there, but thank God we caught it in time not to really be catastrophic.
Right.
The American people understand that. We make mistakes every day.
Yeah, I just don't think JD Vance is going to be a great vice president.
Yeah,
that's
I don't know. I don't know.
Think. That's right. If Trump gets elected, we'll have to go and see.
The funniest thing is,
we don't know how Kamala Harris will do. We don't think right now. We don't think she'll do good if she gets elected, just because of everything she hasn't shown.
Yeah. I mean, as far as yesterday, she doesn't even show up to Congress on a speech like that, and that's poor. But
we got to realize too that these media outlets are just actors.
Yeah.
For these politicians, the Democratic and Republican parties. That's all.
It's amazing how they all say the same thing immediately, instantaneously.
Yep.
Did you see the?
No, we said gaslighting first. Then CNN and Fox started saying it, and then CNN started saying it. Finally, they all use the same talking points, and people don't get the full story. But people say, you know what? Hey, they're right. Trump is an idiot, and on the other side, you know what? Biden is an idiot. He can't serve 4 more years, and we all know he can't.
That was the ultimate gaslighting, though.
Right.
When he did that debate, which it's so true, they did that debate early to set him up. They knew he was going to be bad. And then all of a sudden the press comes out like, what just happened? And then by the end of the week, well, he's a great man.
The press looks stupid every day, though.
Yeah, I can't argue with you.
That's the sad part.
Cannot argue with you on that one.
People get gaslighted every day, not from our politicians, not only from our politicians, but from the media. No matter what channel you listen to, if you listen to CNN, MSNBC, NBC, Fox, Newsmax, whatever else are, the Times, the Post, everybody's got their own way of saying how this country is terrible. None of them say this country is good. Even our politicians don't.
Mm-hmm.
But yet we, the people, we sit back and say, oh, you know what? This country does suck.
Yeah.
How sad our politicians said it, so you know what? That must be right. Our country does suck. Instead of going out there and say, you know what? This country doesn't suck. I'm doing the job I want. I go to the church I want. Whatever I want for dinner, I eat. Unless you're extremely poor and homeless can do basically anything they want.
But they can stay in 5-star hotels now too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Immigrants not even legal citizens. They get money, they get benefits, they get hotels, they get food.
Phones.
They get phones. And when you try to kick them out of a hotel, you're violating my rights. You don't have any rights as a non-citizen. Go back to your own country. You can have your own rights back. America is a land of giving. I get that. But you know what? The giving's gone too far, and it has to be reeled back in. And we, the people, are the only ones can do that. Because our politicians don't give a damn. What else you got?
I want to ask you a question. Secretary of Defense.
What's his name? Blinken? Is that
No,
Blinken?
who would you put in there if you were Trump? No, not even Trump. If you Dennis, you got to put somebody in the Secretary of Defense.
Secretary of Defense. I would put in someone who has served in the military for a long time. Who's made a career out of it. Who has a background in national defense.
I would not want to put anybody that anybody knows, but I would want, like you said, a career guy.
And it wouldn't have to. I probably wouldn't go with a senator or congressman. I'd pick someone
No, nobody that's been
off the street
Yeah,
that could get through to Senate confirmation hearings.
I would like to get somebody that's still serving.
Absolutely.
They're still serving. They didn't reach the rank of super chief. Maybe if they were 1-star chief or something like that, but I just can't see these. Once they start getting into 3-4-star chiefs, they're politicians. They're not military anymore.
Right.
I got another question for you. Doug Burgum, the governor from North Dakota. Would you put him anywhere? I love that guy.
Do you really?
I do. He's the only guy that went to the debates, went into his pocket, and took out the Constitution. I'd put him so. I think it would be something with Commerce or Treasury Secretary.
I think, Treasury Secretary would be good.
Yeah. And then,
but I'd like to stay away from politicians to get secretary jobs.
Well, he's a governor, so he's an executive, and he's a million. He owns his own business. He's a self-made guy too.
Yeah, but just because you're a millionaire doesn't mean anything.
No, but
in my book, it makes him just another person who ended up getting lucky somewhere or had family. He came from family.
He's a self-made guy, and just I'm not doing anything, but the American dream. So he values. He's not criticizing the United States because he understands the American dream. Is the way I was looking at it. But I like him the best because he's the only one. I was like, oh, hold on a minute. Listen, I got a little book right here.
You know what? You know what I don't hear from these candidates? What they're going to do for me and my family the next 4 years. Trump doesn't do it. Harris won't do it because all they want to do is bash each other and say I'm better than you. They never say, "Hey, here Trump said I'm going to drill," and that's great. Lower gas prices $1 a gallon. That's how you revitalize the economy. Lower prices.
He did do that right to try with the medical, if you're, to do that.
What's his stance on this project 2025? You still haven't heard him say anything about that yet.
He said something this morning about it.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, he said I have nothing to do with that. I haven't even looked at it. You want to know what I stand for? Look at my platform. It's those couple of pages. It's basic bullet points. Like, this is what we're doing. He goes, that's just something that a group of people made. It's 900 pages long. He goes, I'm not going to look at it. Yeah, he said something this morning about it. Would you put Ramaswamy in anywhere?
Yes. I don't know where, though. He'd definitely be on the cabinet.
He would have to be in the cabinet. I think, I tell you, what do you think about
Transportation Secretary?
Nah, I think he'd be like, why am I going to leave my life for that? What about chief of staff?
Didn't think of that. Yeah,
You know, this way he's not in the press
yeah, think of
pushing
that.
his views. His views are being discussed with you behind closed doors.
That's a good idea.
That's all I got with that. Do you have any
Press
other? You got
secretary.
it?
Press secretary. I don't know.
You know who I picked? Byron Douglas from Florida, the representative. That man talks to every liberal channel there is and schools them every time he does it. But I don't think he would take a step from being a representative of Florida to be press secretary. That's a
there's no
demotion.
way.
But yeah, I don't know. Who would you?
I tell Dana Perino.
You think she would come back to doing that? She's pretty successful now in what she's doing.
Yeah, but
She seems like she's living her best life.
she is, but she might come back.
She was good at that. She's so smart too. She's really smart. Yeah, that'd be a tough one to fill. You have anybody else?
Nope.
Yeah, but I'd say
Ron
with that,
I think Ron DeSantis. He should be in there somewhere.
I tell you, I would hate to touch again. Maybe J.D. Vance shouldn't have been the vice president. Marco Rubio, Ron DeSantis, Tim Scott. I think all of those guys would be so good in a primary in 4 years. It would galvanize that Republican Party for them if they had that kind of board sitting up there getting ready to debate each other. I don't know.
I got a question for you. You always hear like they're trying to do a dictatorship. They're going to that. They want. It seems like we're going to a dictatorship.
Yeah.
You know. Do you think Trump will try to remain in power after 4 years if he's elected?
Nah. I don't think he would ever. His life is too good out of office.
Yeah, but he's got an awful lot of power as president.
He's got a lot of power as ex-president.
He's got a lot more power as president.
I don't know. I don't think so. I don't think he would. He didn't. I don't think he would. I don't think he can. I don't think we're not there yet. And I don't think the Republican Party is strong like the Democrat Party, I feel right now, because they have all the bureaucracies. So they can beat you in the law. They can beat you in everything. They can take it over. They can get somebody like Kamala in there. She's like, talk to my ass, my head hurts. I'm not leaving. And guess what? I got all these people behind me. They're saying I'm staying too.
You know?
I don't care if it's Trump or any Republican right now. The bureaucracies aren't behind them. And if they wanted them out of office, they can have them out by the end of the day.
So in 4 years, if Trump wins, do you think he's gonna let one of these other people we've been talking about run for a primary for president, or is it going to be held down to family to family?
You mean his family?
Yeah.
No, it's going to be one of these other
You
politicians.
think so?
Yeah. He's an American first guy. I don't think so. I don't think that's in his fiber. I don't think that's in his makeup. I don't think he would. No. I think if he was that way, he'd have run for president way back when he was talking to Oprah and had the energy to stay in office that long, like a Putin did. He went in there so many years ago when he was a younger guy, and now he's an old man. He's still in there. At this age, at 78, I think he's going to be like, no, I don't think so. Like I said, if he did, I think he would have done it a long time ago when he could have reaped the benefits for a long time. Because a lot of people don't understand when you get to be somebody like that, like one of the richest people in the world, if not the richest person in the world right now, is Putin, because everything that's the Russian government is his. So there's nobody richer than him.
Let's look up something here.
There's a guy that had America.
Bernie Sanders said he'll work hard to elect Harris.
How is that guy so old?
How is he still alive?
Much energy?
He's still alive. He's old.
He's out there, man. He's energy. He's full of nothing. He can run up the stairs. I tell you, there must be some good water up in Vermont.
So what do you think the political issues right now are? What's the top one that
Well,
people are worried about?
Who's going to be president?
What top political issues right now after that? Top, like what are they focusing on?
World War III.
Right? Economy.
What's
What's
worrying
important?
about another
What's
world
important
war.
to what's important to the American people for this election?
The economy. I mean, they're worrying about World War III, another worldwide depression. The economy is just. I mean, $35 trillion, and they're trying to tell us that the economy grew 2.8% in the second quarter. That's got to be a lie. Illegal immigrations. There's no borders to this country anymore. Healthcare. You know what it's funny. You want to know what the United States, the people of the United States are worrying about? The 8 tenets of socialism. But yet none of them know who Saul Alinsky is.
Right.
That's what they're worried about.
Maybe we should do another thing about Saul Alinsky. They're worried about the economy. People are worried about the economy. They're worried about immigration. They're worried about fentanyl coming into this country through Mexico. You know, and then they're worried about terrorism.
Yeah, that's going to hit.
You know, because it's been a long time. You know, we get a little bit of here and there.
You know, they're gonna. I mean, I don't even want to say it, but they're gonna blast us.
You know, you got China going in against Taiwan, probably sometime next year. It's going to take Russia 5 years to beat Zelensky. And they'll end up probably losing 2 million people, 2 million soldiers. But it's going to take them 5 years to take all four provinces that they want. So these wars aren't going to happen. They're not going to end tomorrow. It's going to get more and more and more each. You know, you got the Houthis attacking our ships at sea. Or Iran attacking our bases in Iraq.
All over the Middle East.
Right, all over the Middle East. We have a weak government. And they're trying to fight back. But when you have an awesome ally and you're turning your back on them right now, what kind of message does that send across the world? When you're turning your back on a speech by the Israeli prime minister, or don't show up because you don't like his methods, when he didn't attack anybody, his country was attacked, and 1,400 of his people got killed. But it's okay. Well, we shouldn't go on any longer, you know. Well, you know what? Yeah, they should. You know how many times the Palestinians been offered to have a country of their own? You know how many times they've turned it down? 5. But Israel's wrong.
Yeah.
You know, people, you don't get the full story. You don't get the full facts. That's why you got to educate yourself. Do the research. So it's only Jack and I doing this. We keep to the basics. We don't want to go any down rabbit holes or, we just do like average talk through your work, what we hear at work. People are fed up. They're fed up with politicians. They're fed up with the economy. They're fed up with gas prices. They're fed up with immigration. But every single administration, Republican or Democrat, has failed the immigration issue. I don't care who they are. Unless that border is secure for 2,000 miles, they didn't do their job. If one American citizen gets killed by an illegal immigrant, that could have been stopped by having a border fence, we have failed the American people. Politicians have failed the American people. They do it daily. You know they do. But yet you still let it happen. What's it going to take for you and you to get off your ass and say, we're going to join this group? We're going to join any group. I still say we need a common denominator. where all these groups that we have out there on Facebook, all the groups we have, all these political parties need to go under one umbrella. Still keep your autonomy, but come under it to support candidates that we like, not the ones that ram down our throats. The Republicans do it, the Democrats do it. This is who this is our candidate. This is our candidate. You know what? That's bullshit. American people should have more than one choice for candidate. We've got to break this monopoly that these politicians have, the Republican and Democratic parties have on America. And it starts with us. We have to stand together, be united. It's the only way we can win. The only way we can get term limits. The only way to win our country back. We gotta wake up. Gotta wake up and get involved. Don't be a couch potato. Don't listen to that idiot tube, the idiot box. Just get involved. Get involved with us. If you're a quiet person, but you have great ideas, reach out to us. When we start getting bigger,
If he answers.
if we start getting big, when we start getting bigger, we'll be able to have some staff. We'll be able to get, things done, more accomplished.
If he answers.
So remember, get involved. Jack?
I got one question for you. So you believe our enemies have a plan against the United States?
I do.
Right. So let's say Trump gets elected. Boom, he's elected. So they got from November, the first week of November, to the end of
20th.
January.
January 20th, 12 o'clock.
You think they pull the trigger?
No. If Trump wins,
They all
No.
back down?
they back down.
They all take their ball and go home?
Yep. Because he knows they know if the first day on the job, retaliation starts. Just like when Reagan was president.
So,
He gave those people in Beirut, right?
yeah.
30 days, 27 days, 30 days to get our people back. What'd we get? Our people back.
Yep. That was,
Because they knew he was crazy.
well, the one thing that history didn't have against us is that unstable government of Iran. They got to have a nuclear bomb by now,
Oh, yeah, they do.
So if they see their future going, their mentality is, well, when we go out, we're taking everybody.
I don't think they have a nuclear warhead that can reach the United States.
Now you don't think they got the solid fuel?
Nope.
I hope not,
And I think
because
there's
that's
enough.
what I worry about.
I think there'll be enough that could blow we can blow anything out of the sky right now. And we can't do 1,000, 10,000, nuclear warheads at us.
Yeah.
We can take a lot of them out.
Well, China and Russia, they're not into the end of the world. They like their life. They want to. These dictators are living great. But the maniac,
The Kim Jong Un,
yeah. Well,
Some
I don't.
dumb- some dumb Kim or something like that.
But I think the thing with him is that he's like this. China's like this. You're under my thumb. You're not going. You put that back. What are you, a maniac? I like my life. But Iran, I don't know. Maybe they've been living in the sand too long, or whatever it is. They're nuts. And they're
yeah,
listening.
but so is Trump.
They're listening. Yeah, but Trump's not going to end the world either.
No, he won't end the world.
They're not going to listen.
But he'll take
to-
out a country if they're attacking us.
Well, but I don't know. I mean, that's true. I don't know if they have the solid fuel ability to reach.
They can't reach our country at this time. Just like North Korea can't reach our country at this time.
Now, what kind of issue do you think Cuba's going to be with Russia just They got all of their nuclear stuff planted right there if Trump gets elected.
That's where I think these last politicians, these last couple presidents, have ruined that chance for us. Because if we opened up a little bit, even with the regime they had, it wasn't always going to be this way. You know, when you open it up and they could see the benefits of democracy, people would stand up and revolt. And we lost the edge on that.
I tell you.
So the reason we're not in Cuba is because we didn't care about the Cuban people, which we should care. You know, you say we care about everybody. You know, that's your motto. We care about everything in the world. Well, you just left Cuba, and now Russia's in there.
But I tell you what, we left that whole Latin America. You know, we've done a show on that too. I mean, Russia and China are doing war games down there. You know, I mean, it's unfortunate what the United States did with that whole region.
That they did.
All right, I'm out of bullets tonight.
You're on a Bulls? Jesus.
See, no more bullets. I got no. All the bullets are taken.
Thought we had a good show.
I like this. I like, especially because we had a few disagreements there. That was good. You know.
We're still friends.
Yeah.
Oh my God! Look at that, boy, people. We had a debate. You know, we're still laughing. You know, we didn't tell you any. You didn't take it to heart. He's got his opinions. I got my opinions.
I mean, they're agreeable. We're not on two sides of the coin. But even if we was, like, let's say we had some real leftists here with us.
Like Junior.
Like you.
Junior, he's like, I tell you what, he's more Trump than J.D. Vance, I think.
I am.
He's right there with James. But even that would be, I would love to get that one day. Just to talk nice and just be like, nah, I don't think so. This is why I think no. And they could try and tell me why they think yes. But it's not going to happen.
Never know. You never know. Anything to handle with?
No.
Please like and share. Please subscribe to United States Constitutional Group. And we want to thank everybody for watching. Everyone is saying thank you for the 2,000 views. And that's it.
Thank you, Junior.
Welcome.
Appreciate that.
Well,
You know, education is the key, folks.
For yourself. Do it yourself.
For you, your kids, your grandkids.
Don't listen to somebody else.
Learn everything on your own. If you don't, hey, check us out. You know, we might say something that you don't like. Question us on it. We'll look it up. Hey, look it. We're just two average guys having some fun. You know, trying to educate everybody on what's going on in the world. Because the world sucks right now. I still believe World War III is going to be next year.
Ooh, I hope not.
I hope not either.
I hope
I'm going to keep a glass half full on that one.
not.
You don't look at half empty.
Not on that one, no.
We need to put our heads together. Average, ordinary men, women, white, black, Asian. I don't care if you're the LBD, LBQGT, you know. The way you live your life is the way you live your life. I don't have a problem with that. But there's no reason why we all can't come together and form a coalition to win back this government. It belongs in the hands of the people. Not maybe 535 congressmen, 100 senators, vice president and president, you know, for 600 people, you know, 650 people, you know, they should not be running the country. It's our country. It should be a privilege to serve the people. When you become a man, we're coming to get you.
They're coming. Something took over the printer.
We're coming to get you. But come together. Come under one umbrella. We have some great ideas. We just need the people. Judy, what do you think of that?
That's
I think you broke it.
We're coming for you.
You broke it.
You know, Dennis says it all the time. Do your research. And it's very simple how to do it, right? You're sitting there, you're watching the news, and you hear a topic. And you hear me and Dennis say all the time, the press is this, the press is that. When they come up with a topic that interests you, all you got to do is the phone that you got in your hand, the iPad, the laptop, just go on that government agency and view that document that they're talking about. It is there, and you can read that. Is there legalities in it? Yeah, you can skip over them, and you can get to the meat and potatoes of it and make your decision on it. That's research right there.
You can go and research every single bill this Congress has introduced and read it for yourself. You can see every bill passed and find out if it's good or bad for you and your family.
Every law
I
from the Supreme Court.
guarantee you will find good and bad in every bill that these politicians pass,
Yeah.
because they don't write them.
No.
It's the bureaucrats.
Yep.
The rich people
The
who care less
subcommittees.
about you. Just buy their products.
Yep.
Just buy their products.
It's all done in the darkness of the subcommittees.
We all pay enough in taxes. They want to raise more taxes. When does it end? It ends when we stick together. We stand together as a united front. We throw these clowns out of office and put people in there that are constitutionalists, that care about the people, that are privileged to serve the people. Not that people are privileged to serve these politicians, because that's not how it goes. We're all smart people in America. Don't fall for the hype. Don't buy into their bullshit. And be a hawk in a country full of political asses and elephants. Because we need to win. We appreciate everyone for joining us. Hope to see you on our YouTube, United States Constitution Group. We appreciate everyone on Facebook. Keep listening. And we'll be on Spreaker. Still got to set it all up, but right now we're on Spreaker. Hopefully we've got Apple Podcasts and a few others. But join us. We have great ambitions. We just need the people. We need people to help us build and take this government back to we, the people. Thank you for listening. Have a great weekend. We'll see you next Thursday at 7 p.m.
Good job, boys. Now shut everything down. 45 buttons. Bing, 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 and then end.